I don't know what made me sign up for Hinge randomly at work this afternoon, but I said, oh, this sounds like a good idea.
You know what? You haven't done Hinge.
I've never done Hinge, and I haven't been on a dating app really, other than my 48 hours on Bumble earlier this year where I met crazy psycho shirtless guitar hero.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, I'm MJ.
And I'm Bree. Welcome to the Keeping It Casual podcast.
I'm married. I'm a mom, so I get it.
And Lord save me, because I am dating.
We're more than just a sex-positive dating and relationship podcast.
We want to share the perspectives on every kind of relationship while giving a voice to our listeners.
Plus tons of tips to boss up your life.
And sex life.
Your Vegas girls are here for you.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Good evening.
We are coming to you live again from Bree's office.
Yes.
It's very fancy in here. A lot of gold and glimmer, and you're in your suns and moons today.
I am. Saturn's in retrograde and Mercury's in retrograde. And
okay, so anytime somebody says something like that to me, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's all French. So on the way here, I caught this podcast, and it was Kate Hudson, and she's breaking it down because her brother's like, I don't know what that fucking means, like most of us. And she's like, well, it's basically means that from May to October, Saturn is like, retrograde means it's internalizing, like you have to kind of look inward.
Yeah.
And she said it's all about evaluating commitments, boundaries, and karma. So I was like, this is what I was feeling a lot of lately. Just like, trying to balance everything. And are all my commitments, are they overwhelming me? Like, am I overcommitting myself? And just feeling like struggling to take care of the family when that becomes a burden because I have so much else going on. I have to like stop and check myself because it's struggling.
All I do is my job and my podcast.
It is. But
I do have a social life. Like, I'm not even gonna complain about that.
Yeah.
I have managed to make my social life a pretty big priority for me right now too.
Yeah, you've been out and about.
Yes, I have.
Big shout out to our sponsor, Don't Tell Comedy.
They're getting me out of the house.
Yeah, they are bringing live and local laughs back to Las Vegas right now at Ferguson's downtown.
The next show is June 24th. Get your tickets at don'ttellcomedy.com.
And we just have to say thank you so much for giving us the chance to host and believing in us because we had a fucking blast.
We did. And thank you so much to Erica and all the staff at Ferguson's downtown.
You guys
are amazing.
You guys rock. We had so much fun, but it was fun. Bree and I got to interact with the crowd. We had our own little set. The comedians were hilarious.
And we're officially paid comedians. Talked to a comedian about it. I was like, we got paid for hosting. He was like, so you're officially a paid comedian? You're not an open micer? And I was like, fuck yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, it's not our first live show, you know.
Yeah.
But
it's not our first rodeo.
What was one of your favorite parts of the show?
Embarrassing the single boys. The ones in relationships, they're not as fun to embarrass. They were like a little more excited to talk, but the single boys were like,
Don't talk to me. The relationship ones were pretty funny. You had like a brand new couple, and I was like, so.
Which, shout out to one of the relationship girls, not the couple that just had the baby, but the couple that just moved in. Ran into that bartender. She bartends at one of my favorite spots, and the next day I was there with some friends, and I was in line for the bathroom, and she walked up to me and she hugged me, and she goes, I thought that was you.
Oh, I love it. Her and her man were so cute.
They were adorable. They like just moved in together at the start of quarantine.
Yeah, so they didn't have anything wrong to say about each other. I was like, how long have you guys been living? They're like, we just moved. I was like, But the other couple were like, what's something you pretended to like when you first moved in
and
together?
They were so into it.
Yeah, he's like, chihuahuas. She had like 4 of them.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, it was fun. The crowd was really really engaging, and the comedians were hilarious.
And I can't wait to do it again because honestly, I just felt on autopilot the whole time. Like, I know when I'm enjoying a comedy show, I'm like, this is great. But that night I was like, oh, it's over?
Yeah, it was so fun. Yeah, thank you, Rachel and Nick. And, they're the brains behind it all.
And they're doing big things, and we can't wait.
Yeah, so thank you guys.
I've noticed, I told you I've been out and about. I've been going to comedy shows, trying to make connections, seeing comedians, doing the thing.
Just what you love to do.
Yes, doing all my things. And then I got to give a shout out because I had a friend date, but it was over Zoom with Lynx, our friend Lynx from Muse's podcast.
Locked away in Canada.
Locked away up in Toronto.
We're thinking of you, our Canadian listeners.
Yes.
Hang in there.
Yes, we are. She and I just kind of, it was going to be like an hour, we thought. Then 3 hours later, she was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Well, we could throw down some talks, that's for sure.
But it was so fun to just catch up with her. And it just amazes me how, even though you don't see them every day, you don't even live anywhere near them, just how close you can be to a person.
Yeah.
We we don't talk every day or anything, but like we can sit on Zoom for 3 hours.
I know. That's why it's so good to like catch up with people, you know, even if those people that you can just catch up with and pick up when you left off. And then there's people that you don't talk to in a while, and then they have a chip on their shoulder when you finally do see them. And that is like so annoying.
It is. And those people that always have that chip on their shoulder, there's a reason why you see them so few and far between.
That's true. It's like, does it have to be like this? So I was kind of struggling with a little bit, and it goes back to that Saturn and retrograde thing, right? A little bit of karma. I'm a big believer in like, I don't flake on people. And if I say I'm going to be there, I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And I really hold myself to that standard. And I hold people to that standard, you know?
For sure.
Like if you're going to flake on me or something, after a few times, I'm going to assume that's the way you are.
Yeah.
So I had to cancel an appointment on somebody, and she was super pissed about it. Like she was not having it. But honestly, it was all out of my control.
Yeah.
I had 2 sick kids, which were basically like snotty preschool, run-of-the-mill cold, can't get a babysitter, and my husband had to work overtime. Regardless, like I didn't have any childcare help.
Yeah.
And despite kind of saying that, and it wasn't like it was last minute, it was like the week of, it was like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to make it. It was a big issue and kind of going off on me to where I didn't even read the last text message. I'm like, I'm sorry, I thought I made it clear that this is out of my hands and I can't do anything right now.
Yeah.
You're not going to force me to be present with you, which was like, this was supposed to be fun and we were going to do something.
It's not like she was paying you to be there.
Yeah.
And you were flaking last minute.
No, and I just felt I've been feeling icky about it though, because I don't like to do that to people. But then I'm like, it was out of my hands. It wasn't. I was just like, oh, I don't feel like going. I'm just gonna flake on you. No, it was like, but people that don't get that, I don't know.
You didn't ghost her either. That's what you have to look at too.
Yeah.
You didn't just like decide like, well, I'm not gonna do it, and I'm just not gonna talk to her.
Yeah, well, it just makes you realize like people you want to have in your life that are understanding and respectful and just different things, you know. And I think it was just so shocked because it's like, this isn't you. You're the type of person you say you're going to be there, you'll be there. It's like, yeah, but fucking life happens. So
yeah, well, I don't know, but I guess I should have started this at the top of the show. I joined Hinge today.
Oh my God. Did you really?
And the fuck boy has already started.
How long? So this is like hours into the Hinge making.
Okay, so I should have stopped at the first few messages, and you'll see why, because we're gonna do fuck boy conversations. But it was as you were on your way here, and I was like, oh, this is good content for this show.
This escalated quickly?
Yes.
That's nice.
So do you want to play the role of the gentleman?
Totally.
Okay, so this is him commenting on my photo, and then I invited him to start the chat. So you get to be the first 3.
Okay. So his incoming is beautiful smile.
And I was like, I appreciate that. So I said, all right, I invite you to start the chat.
Okay. Hi, gorgeous. Would love to chat.
Hi, how's your Friday?
It's going great. How about yours?
But how did he spell yours?
URS. I like him.
No.
BT Dubs, love your UR socks in the pic. So she's wearing like a cute photo from our photo shoot. Yeah. She's got on like tall knee-high baseball socks. I have a big foot fetish, as you can see on my profile. Did you see that on his profile?
No. And I said, I see you have a big foot fetish, so you believe he's real?
Fucking love it. No, I have a foot fetish. I am just saying it's big. LOL. It's a big foot fetish, not big feet. Just a big foot fetish, not Bigfoot. LOL. Whoa, he's super clarified, and you're like, I was being sarcastic, but please clarify 3 more times.
And I said, well, now you're going to miss out on my Mothman chats.
What you mean? This guy has 0 sense of humor, but he has a big foot fetish.
I said nothing. Then I said, what do you like about feet? This is where I took the conversation.
You're like, this isn't going nowhere. Let's just get some content.
Yep.
The smell of them after a long day work or the gym, and the soles. Ew. Does he wash his butt? I bet he don't. I just feel like a guy like that doesn't wash his ass.
And I said, what kind of shoes do you like women to wear?
Okay. I like smelly shoes. I like tennis shoes flats. Some hot boots that don't breathe. Vans, Chucks, Toms. All those shoes that don't require socks, I guess.
And I said, sorry, I'm 5'1". I live in heels. And this is what he said. And I never responded because MJ got here. And
I like that. Would you put your feet in my face after a long day? Have me worship them? I love heels. can you please respond live on air? And when he pops back in, we need to read what he responds.
What should we say? Hold on.
Just be like, I'll pierce your ears with my stiletto heels. Would you like that? So we'll let that idle for a minute. That kind of reminds me of something ridiculous that happened. He's going to come back on too.
Tell me.
I was waiting for Chris in the parking lot and I got a fucking spam call, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like, you have a warrant out for your arrest. If you don't push 0, we're going to come and get you right away. And I was like, oh God. All right, fuck it. So I pushed 0 and the guy answers like, hello, how can I help you? I was like, I don't know. You called me. Apparently I got a warrant. You going to come and get me? And he's like, it was so funny. He goes, oh, well, you must be a terrorist. And I was like, excuse me? Yeah, he goes, because you just blew my mind.
No, he didn't.
I'm like, oh, I see where this is going.
Oh my God.
And then he goes, are you a time traveler? And I was like, I am. Like, I was just being ridiculous. He goes, because you're out of this world.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, you, sir, are fucking phenomenal. I was like, do you give phone sex? I was like, I feel like this could go so many ways. And he started laughing. And he goes, I go, where are you located at? I'm curious. He goes, North Korea. And I'm like, really? He goes, okay, wait, one more. All right. He goes, do you know what my shirt is made of? And he's like, boyfriend material. I was like, you rock. Have a good day. Don't fucking call me again.
Man,
I feel like it was my most engaging telemarketer conversation ever, and I could probably got phone sex from him. With his pickup lines were going rogue.
Well, are you ready to turn your man voice back on?
Did he come back?
Yes,
Let's see what he said. Okay. Bree's final thing was,
I'll pierce your ears with my stilettos. You like that?
I like when you say it, but I don't want you to really do it. I hope you make me smell your shoes.
I think that's enough of that.
Like, I'll fill my shoes with soup and you can drink them. How about that?
Oh, he's still typing.
Oh, God. It's more. There's more. God, he's slightly cute in his photo, and it's just like, this is where things go wrong. Melinda wasn't wrong last time.
How do you just start with, by the way, I have a foot fetish?
Your joke was amazing. I have a big foot fetish. It's like, nice. He said, not into trampling. I have physical limitations. I love how serious he takes this conversation.
Good Lord.
Just be like, my last boyfriend wanted me to feed him soup in my shoes and I dumped him. I don't think this is going to work. We're breaking up now. I think we have to break up.
I think we need
a break.
Not gonna entertain that anymore. I entertained it for a little bit because I was like, oh, this is some last minute content right here that MJ ain't ready for.
Oh, MJ could keep coming in hot with nonsense text all day. And if I had 5 more minutes, I would have sat on the phone with that telemarketer. He was awesome.
You know what's crazy?
He's like, wait, one more. I'm like, go for it.
You know what's crazy is I had a telemarketer call me, but I don't, like, it came up on my phone as spam likely. So every time I get spam likely on my phone, I'm like, whatever, bye. I ignored it, and then all of a sudden, it's like, my voicemail comes through, and it's like, pick up phone now. It's like a robot, and it's like, we will proceed with legal action if you don't pick up your phone. And I was like, I don't think voicemail works like an old school answering machine. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I'm just getting I'm getting less like annoyed with the telemarketers, and I feel like if I have some downtime, like, get some nonsense going with them. Just be like, do you like feet? Are you into Bigfoot?
Well, I had a random number call me at like 7:30 this morning, and I picked it up.
Who was it? Me?
No, it was a local number that I had never seen, and I picked it up, and I'm listening to a murder podcast, and as I picked it up, like, my podcast was going loud, and I'm sure they couldn't hear me on the phone, and they heard like, and then he took him to the woods and dismembered the body. So I texted this number, and they have an iPhone, and they read it at 7:24 a.m.
They just didn't.
And I said, hi, who is this, and why are you calling me at 7:30 in the morning?
P.S. Do you like true crime?
And then they called me again this afternoon, and I was like,
call them now.
They didn't answer the first time. I think they're just kidding.
So nothing more from Bigfoot?
Are you into trampolines?
I'm not into trampling. I have physical limitations. Now you're going to heal about his ailments, whatever it may be. He's like, I have no feet. That's why I love feet so much. This is some savage, like, dating apps, poor things. But guys, you come in with this bullshit. That's what you get. You're going to get their married friends like, ooh, read me more, and I want to answer some too.
Look,
I've got responses I'm ready to dish out.
I'm going to say this. Our dear friend Laura Coronado has said men aren't ready to date, and I agree with her. I don't know what made me sign up for Hinge randomly at work this afternoon, but I said, oh, this sounds like a good idea.
You know what? You haven't done Hinge.
I've never done Hinge, and I haven't been on a dating app really, other than my 48 hours on Bumble earlier this year, where I met crazy psycho shirtless guitar hero.
Well, it's always good content, that's for sure. But it's true. It's got to be.
I haven't really been on dating apps since I met my ex-boyfriend.
Wow.
Since 2018, yeah.
So it is our month of quickies. We are pushing quickies. So I see where you're going. You're like, well, maybe we can squeeze in a weekend here. Let's see what's going on.
I'm like, it's opening back up. So am I.
Is Hinge is Hinge location based?
Yeah, all of them are.
Okay, so if you're out at a bar, is it gonna like ping people that are near you, or no? It's not like.
I don't really know. I just have it set for people within 50 miles of me, and that's probably too much. I should probably put
You should probably put 25.
I was gonna say.
I think I'm 25 miles from you, and we're across the city. We are clear on opposite sides of the city from each other.
5 miles. If they don't live in Henderson, I don't have time for it.
Well, that's like a tactic you do when you go out. You're like, all right, 2 miles away. Where you at?
Yeah, right. I'm just gonna go in the rich neighborhoods and put my settings at 1 mile.
Exactly.
I know. He said, "You mean trample me or trampolines?"
Oh, he's failing.
I actually mean trampolines. I love to jump. Goodness. All right. I feel sorry for this man. He has to know that I'm fucking with him at this point, right?
I don't know. He missed a lot of jokes there. Now
That's true.
He's just really desperate to get. He's got some attention from you right now. But it's funny, all that retrograde stuff. I'm starting to pick it up because I'm like, it's been so much transitions and I've been so impatient. And especially when things are changing. It's like the kids are finally starting 5 days a week summer camps. Yeah. That means 5 days a week I get to actually live a little bit of my life. Like, of course, right now I'm like, no, I don't have time for do anything. Like I get so frustrated in the transition phase, and I need to just like wait it out because things unfold.
You do.
You know, like
have some patience.
Yeah.
You know, I know a girl who all she says is she doesn't have time for anything, but I never see her doing anything, and that's one of the most frustrating things to me. I've literally had to cover her ass for her.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I don't have time, and I'm like, time for what?
Yeah, we got to make time for everything.
There's 24 usable hours in every day.
Exactly. It's how we use it. It's what do you want to make time for, you know?
Exactly. And you know what? I'm a big fan of if you want to, you will.
I remember back in the day when it was like J-Lo was like, bitch, I get up at 3:30 in the morning to work out, and I'm shooting a movie, and I'm doing Ben Affleck, and I'm doing my new album.
She's doing Ben Affleck again, too.
Is she really?
Yeah, they're back together after like 17 years after they ended their engagement.
I kind of love it.
And apparently it's very hot and sexy.
I bet it is.
Happy Pride Month, keepers!
Happy Pride Month! So to celebrate this month of unified love, we've teamed up with our new partners at System Joe for a super sexy and slippery giveaway.
June is also the month we are throwing down the Quickie Challenge.
Hell yeah. And what better way to get a Quickie in than some delicious System Joe lube? And they are delicious, girl. Them flavors. How about that white chocolate raspberry?
How about that salted caramel?
Yes.
And all you have to do to win is rate and review Keeping It Casual podcast on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show grow.
It does. Or you can join the Patreon at the $5 level. Get those specialty podcasts every month. Winners announced the last Wednesday of every month.
Details to enter at keepingitcasualpodcast.com.
Now, back to the show. It's just been a lot of really
having patience.
Having my patience. Just a little patience.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
Not getting frustrated before things unfold.
Exactly. And
really
that
trying.
all comes down to patience and time management. I mean, I work my tookus off, all y'all. I work my ass off constantly. And if I didn't have time management, I probably would have been fired.
Yeah.
Honestly, I hate to say it that way, but
yeah, you got to be on top of your shit.
I have to be on top of my shit, and now I have to be on top of other people's shit too.
Well, I'm just living my life with dings and timers going off because I can't.
Yeah, you got to have that time management, or else it's gonna drive you fucking bananas.
Yeah, it's just too much. But I also know just don't overcommit yourself to people, and just sometimes a couple extra things. You're like, yeah, I'll do this for a friend. Yeah, I'll feed your animals, or yeah, I'll meet you for lunch, or do this and that, and then it's like overcommitting, and it's just not cool.
I've been working so hard. I I failed at masturbation month.
How? Okay, this is funny. I can relate to this. Go ahead.
So last month, y'all, it was masturbation month.
Yes.
We promote the shit out of it. May is masturbation month.
Yep.
I fell asleep looking at Pornhub to try and find a video to masturbate to. I woke up on page 12.
You just got deep in. You're like, no.
And that's what I was doing. I was like, no mom and stepson, no brother. I don't want this. So I had to try and I didn't go to categories because I felt like the something would happen for me in the top videos.
The subcategory. Those were all the top videos, like family porn.
Yeah, and that's what sucks is like, I didn't know what type of porn I wanted to watch, so I couldn't go into categories. I wasn't like for sure like I want girl on girl porn. You know what I mean?
You're like, show me something. Maybe I'll be like, ooh.
Yeah, that's how I was feeling. And then I fell asleep searching, and I woke up with my vibrator not turned on in my hand, my phone in my hand, and then I kind of was like, what the fuck, when I woke up in the morning and my alarm was going off. So I opened my phone and I see it's on Pornhub on page 12, and I was like, I don't even remember this.
Girl, I can't fall asleep like that. That's way too bad to get busted. Chris rolls over. He's like, we got the Pornhub on. You got the vibrator out. Like, what were you doing while I was sleeping next to you? Like, I can't even get busted like that. I was, like
perks of being single.
You imagine he wakes up. He's like, what the fuck, man? What time did you go to bed last night? He's like, I don't know. It was in the middle of the night. But honestly, like I have really, it is June. We have the month of quickies, and we've been going at it with like this Joe's Lube. Like it's almost like, hey, let's try this one. You're like, oh, okay, let's try this. Let's switch it up. Let's
save some for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have a little stash that. Okay. Yeah, Bree's like, don't you use it all?
Don't use all the lube. You guys don't know how much lube we got, but I'm like, don't use all the flavored stuff that I like. That's really what I'm saying.
Those full bottles of lube are close to $20 each. So somebody getting some lube this month.
We may have a promotion code for you later on.
Yes. Just
anyway.
hanging tight for there. But I was feeling the same way. I remember I got in the showers, getting my usual routine, kind of feeling a little like
you wanted to roll the rose quartz on your all over
roll
yourself.
It all over my nipples and stuff. Yeah, like so. But I was feeling a little pent up energy, and I'm like, okay, maybe a little
masturbation,
little vibrator was gonna do the trick for this. And I was just like, no, I don't feel like vibrating. I don't even feel like masturbating right now. And I was like, what is wrong with me? And I'm just like all aggressive, and I don't know. I think I just like kept that energy and went and tackled my husband. So sometimes,
well,
just like
at least you got off still. I fell asleep with it. Like the fuck. I'm sorry I failed you all for masturbation month. I hope you all masturbated enough for me. So now let's go to final thoughts from Guy on Hinge.
Oh my God, what does he have to say?
I said, are you into trampolines? He said, you mean trample me or trampolines? Oh, God. And I said, I actually mean trampolines. I love to jump.
What did
he said, I can't please be him.
I can't really jump on trampoline. I had major injury to my back. T-O-O, to my back and neck. You'd be like, they wrote a song about it. It goes like this.
Oh, you ladies pop your pussy like this.
Just be like, I'm going to send a song dedication out to you. It goes like this. My neck, my back.
Lick my pussy and my crack. Oh my God. You know what? I have no idea how to end this other than I'm not going to continue talking to this guy on Hinge.
I don't think so.
It was just for the episode.
It doesn't have much. He doesn't have much of a sense of humor. Is anybody came in with that Bigfoot comment? Like, if he would have swooped on that and made it good.
Yeah.
You may have let his foot fetish slide, because if he wanted to massage your feet, that's one thing. But when they're like stinky feet, smelly feet, it's like he's too stinky. He's just turning me off with all those stinky words. I don't like it.
Well, and he has a back injury, so you were right. He probably doesn't wash his ass.
He probably doesn't have feet either. I'm just saying.
All right, keepers. Until next time.
Been a fun catch up.
Bye.
Oh, girl, that was so fun.
Yes, you guys rock. Catch us every Wednesday.
And for our monthly specialty podcast, please join our Patreon.
You'll get that the last Saturday of every month.
And if you rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, you can be entered into our super sexy monthly giveaway.
And if you want to share your voice on the show, you'll find everything you need to know at keepingitcasualpodcast.com.